Now it's time to understand everything you can do with RPCS3 information about the games. You can here right click on the bar, not in the game as you can see, just in this bar. You can right click and you can enable more information, and you can spread this or not, or just double click and it will spread in order to present information in a single line, but that will mean information will disappear. But for example, I don't think you need the path. I also don't think you're that interested in parental level. And I don't think either you're worried about the PlayStation Move support. I mean, maybe not, I don't know. You choose what you want. The categories is just because here in view you can choose the game categories. I can, for example, activate game data, and now in categories the game data. For example, God of War Ascension, mine is in version 1.04. I have the game data for that version, and for the base version 1.00. God of War 3 also has the game data for its own version, and there should be another one. Yes, Calendar Swap Force. For some reason, some games do have their game data like this, others don't. I don't know, but you can just, but you need them, but not to launch them, so you don't need them to show up there. You can order them by whatever you like, just clicking. If you click again, it will reverse the order, as you can see. You can have enough space on disk, all this information right here. The compatibility will check it. Yeah, we can check it now. So this states playable with green and in-game with orange. Yeah, that's orange. You can also just right-click in the game and check game compatibility or download compatibility database, or you just check RPCS3 Compatibility list. Which is actually just a tab on the website. So you can see that there are no games with nothing. There are no games with loadable, and there are only 89 with intro, but be aware that all these numbers might be tricking you, because for example, see here, these two versions. One is a digital version, another one is a disc version. For some reason they have different serials, but they're both playable, and this is the same game, and it counts as two playable games. For example, right here, the same version in disc. The same game has a version of North America and Europe, and it only counts as one, but the digital version counts as another one. And I think, for example, let me check. Okay, they've updated it. In the past, this used to count as two different versions, so this disc version counted as two games. And sometimes, for example, God of War 3, its status is in-game, but actually, yeah, if you click, you can see the updates for each version, just like here. Now it's on 103, but if it was just like, for example, in a Shenzhen, it is on 104 and it says update available 112. I did not update further than 104 because of the compatibilities and stabilities of the emulation. That's for another video, for the specific video about God of War Ascension, which hasn't been tested yet, but has already some tweaks applied here. The game is stated in-game, but it is fully playable. The problem is, in this case, it asks for too much capacity in terms of processors from your computer to make it visually acceptable in order to play. So it stays as in-game because it's considered a lack of configuration and stability on the emulation. But it is playable. For example, as I was Skylanders, the Spyro's Adventure is completely playable. The Swap Force is completely playable. The Trap Team is completely playable. At least those four I can guarantee. But why don't they state them as playable? Because, for example, Spyro's Adventures needs you to change a setting of major importance and weight, which is the network connection status and the debug threads, the threads on the debug tab. And they consider that games that need you to make a lot of tweaks and that deviate a lot from default settings can't be considered playable. Playable is a game that has minor changes from default settings. But yeah, they make their own rules. As long as it is playable for me, I will not complain. So you can check the playability of the games here. But the good point is games that have playable stated shall have, for example, I don't know what games may have the settings, the optimal settings. Here it has been updated. It no longer has changes that are needed, but most of the games that need any configuration, any special configuration, should have that same configuration indicated in this page, in its own page. Yeah, for example, here it is recommended for God of War Collection for you to set the GPU configuration frame limits to 60, and it is recommended to apply the skip any videos with X button patch. Actually, this will not change very much of your experience. unless unless it's about skipping annoying videos. That's another story. But most of the games have, for example, a patch about unlocking FPS, and it's all discriminated here, or should be. Then you have the supported resolution and sound formats, and I honestly don't know why I keep these. Probably because I have space in the monitor, I don't know. The firmware version needed, another thing I don't care. The version and the category, honestly, I really don't need it. The time played, okay. And the last time you've played it. Then you have here some options. Create LLVM cache. Here is where you manage game patches. Always remember to click here, download latest patches, and okay. For example, for this game there are no patches, but for example for God of War 3 there are a lot of patches for the version 103, which is the one I have installed. Talking about versions, we gotta see how to update your versions. RPCS3 has, I think it has a built-in updater for the versions of games. Honestly, I don't know where it is, and that is not good. Nevertheless, I do have another tool, which is the one I use. That's why I don't know how to use the built-in tool from RPCS3. The one I use is the Rusty PSN. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Firstly, you're probably wondering where do I get that? Okay, it's not that hard. I will put this page on the description, the link. Although it's pretty easy to get there, but let's save your time and Rusty PSN. Actually, no, not this. Yeah, this is it. Okay, here you have the instructions. Blah blah blah. Yeah, the Rusty PSN. The first tool that I suggest. So you will download for Windows at least, the EGUI version. Here I will put this link in the description too. Now we're here, and you will download the latest version 042. the EGUI Windows version or Linux, depending on what you want. You will then unzip it, and you will have the file that I keep here, rustpsn.exe. Okay, here. Every time you open it, it will generate a new file, which is rustpsn, and then the date and time that you opened it. .log. It's just, you can delete it always, even though it is still open. So now that you have it installed, how to use it? You will use it this way. Imagine you want to update God of War 3. You right click, you can reset time played here also. You can import hover GIFs and custom icons and shader loading backgrounds, but at least the icons already appear automatically, and the custom shader loading backgrounds too. The hover GIFs, actually, I don't think so, because I have them active and I've never seen them. What you gotta do is copy info, copy the serial, you paste the serial here, search for updates, yeah, you gotta pick folder. You'll want to go to your emulator. It's not here. What am I doing here? PS3, RPCS3. You want your updates here, and you select this folder, which should be empty. And I actually think you will not have this folder, but I recommend you to create a folder named updates, and then you select it, just like this one, which if you're creating it, it should be empty. Then, after searching for updates with the serial number there, you can download the file or download all. For example, this one only has one file, which is the latest version, but for example, God of War Ascension, these are the two I have updated. They will accumulate and not replace the search. All the files are here, from version 104, 105, 106, 107, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So, all the way up to the last version. You can download all, or simply download the 104, which is what I did, because of the compatibility, which I will not speak about now. Then you just close this, and I believe you now gotta, yeah, you can now go to File and install packages reps edats. Here in RPCS3, you go all the way down to updates, you select whatever you're looking for, you open it, this one, and you open the pkg file, and it shall update based on the serial the respective game. And I think that's all. I think.